All right. First of all, hi, Erika and Matteo, correct?
Yes. Hello, Nina.
Awesome. My name is Nina. I'm the marketing director of the LAAIMPA Festival, and I would like to congratulate you. Your film stands out with a bold and distinctive visual language where AI is not simply a tool, but a true creative collaborator. Congratulations on your award.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Of course. I personally saw your submission and I felt like I'm in some alternative reality and it was so unique to me. Please tell me, what was your main inspiration when developing the visual world of this film?
So we are basically like as directors and as designers,
Mhm.
that's one part of every project that we really care about, like all the visual style. So artistically, that style is something that is like it lives within us. So it's literally like it's very spontaneous for us, and especially with AI, which is like it's a very hard medium to be crafty sometimes. We find it that easily whatever AI provides you, you can be pleased or you can like it right away. It really depends on your creativity and your taste and who you are as an artist. But sometimes for people that are not artists and that they are interested in different things or not so hung up on the aesthetic, sometimes when what AI provides, it's fine. For us, we really wanted to create a piece that was like very cohesive and it had like a plastic pink aesthetic that was a little bit grotesque and a little bit surreal and abstract. Just like, and it's like, I mean, it was not easy at the time because like that project is from
Maybe
like,
6 months ago,
oh no,
even more.
I think, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
things
it's
were kind of
older.
different back there,
Yeah,
back
I mean,
then.
every month something changes and shake things up. So yeah, we have done a lot of work in like Photoshop, for instance. So whatever AI was providing us, and we use Midjourney and then a little bit of Runway. We were kind of like always tweaking the sets and the colors and outfits and all of that to make it look like in one unique color palette.
And touching on the time, how long did it take you and how did you divide who was in charge of what and how long did it take you to create this piece in particular?
Maybe a month
No, I
less.
think like 3 weeks max.
Yeah, 3 weeks, a month,
But we
something like
haven't
that.
worked on it like every day, all
Yeah.
day. One long part, like one big chunk of it was recording ourselves.
Yeah,
So
because we were
because
using that feature of like the face tracking.
in
Um,
Runaway, yes. So
All
it
right.
was like us acting and talking, which means that
Huh.
it made things longer, like right now with VO3,
you just prompt
you just
everything.
prompt and they talk, and our and characters and actors talk, and they have their own voice. For this one, it was us. So that part was pretty long.
Yeah.
And then there was like the like starting from images. So we were like ping. I think that was like a little bit of both of us doing
Yeah,
it.
but so like the way that we always divide the workflow usually, I mean, because we are so used to directors, so commercial and other things in the real world and not only AI, I think we are very there is not like a set kind of rule between us. It's very fluid. We've been working together for so many years now in very different kind of projects that we just have a workflow that um, uh, it's a very natural way of like there is a problem, we solve it. Sometimes one is just in charge of something, and other times the other one, and sometimes we also exchange roles.
But
But
definitely it was something that we were doing like we were both working at the same time on two different things or like interchanging, but every like something was going on the whole time. So we were like prompting and rendering, and the other one was editing.
Yeah.
And as we were editing, then we were like able to understand the problems and the issues and reprompt. So that's just something that doesn't happen in real life. So
Yeah, it's a very that's the huge difference in the AI workflow that we have, that it's like everything is in constant evolution. So you start with a concept, and then with wherever you get from the model in AI, you just adapt your vision, and you just like try to reach a certain goal, but you really go like in a zigzag, so just trying to solve problems. And
yeah,
yeah.
sometimes you're very committed and you really want to achieve something and you can't make it and the machine can't make it and you just have to find another way or like another solution or something else. You just have to change your mind sometimes. It's really hard to get exactly what you have in mind.
It's
It's
impossible.
impossible.
Like we are so used to have like a very clear vision of what we want in our work, and in AI is not even close. But
Oh, it's
we
not.
try to do our best. Yeah.
So if you had a chance now, and let's say now you had an AI that can perform at the max level, what would you change about this piece?
I think it's just like trying to that
About
piece.
this,
Yes.
Oh,
I
that
mean,
piece.
that piece, if we were doing it again with VO3, it would be different. It would
Yeah,
be
more
completely different.
realistic.
Yes.
I
More
think maybe it
realistic.
would be like,
Less
yeah.
static
I
probably.
think more, and also we were very confined in terms of angles. I think it's something that gets a little bit boring after a while, but because we were not able like to, at the time we didn't know how to really just kind of like shift a little bit the perspective of the camera. So definitely I would say that that's something that I would just try to do in a different now we wouldn't be able like to do like something a little bit more cinematic, exploring different angles.
Yeah.
um
But like the idea for that piece was basically like what we wanted to do was like a comedy piece with a conversation between two people. So we didn't want to do anything like dynamic and crazy and like with a narrative or a story or a crazy storytelling. We really wanted to do something very simple and basic, like a conversation between two people in two different places. That was like the guideline and our brief that we dictated to ourselves.
Yeah, I was like really trying to, as Erika mentioned, like we were like, can we just try to make a piece that make people like feel something, just make people laugh. And yeah, I think in some ways we were able to achieve that, but again, like it's a constant evolution of working with those like tools, and
I
it's
think you guys are being very humble, and that's beautiful because your piece was this perfect line between realistic and dreamlike. Like the colors were something that if I was dreaming and maybe having this episode in my mind, the colors were so amazingly chosen. I don't know how you guys did it. If you could touch up on that, that would be great for the audience to know. Was that all in your mind, how you visualize it, or was that AI giving you little hints of
No,
that
it
piece
was just us.
specifically, yeah, I think it was very image driven. Like we were like using a program Midjourney to create images as a starter
Mhm.
for each scene. So those images were created with a base of our work and of course prompting, but like that's why they are like very stylized, and the color palette is very controlled because all those images that we selected for this project were coming from
Our portfolio.
our portfolio, so we're very specific in terms of like colors. And
So, like the main actor, for instance, we came up with like actor, like the main character,
Lola,
Lola.
me.
Also, that
The
was you.
Yeah.
the voice.
Hey, Lola.
Like he came up 3 or 4 years ago, like the first time that we've used
Midjourney.
Midjourney, and it was like mixing together one of our commercial advertising videos, films, together with a portrait that we shot of a model in New York City. And we put them together and we prompt them. And then this guy came up and we were like, oh my God, I loved it. Like we were loving his look, but eventually we didn't do anything. We haven't even posted it.
No,
Not
but
even
we knew that his moment was about to come.
and 2 years or 3 years later, we decided to get that as our main character.
Yeah, because there was the time where like Runway released this feature of like the face tracking, so you were able like to have like one still image and then just record yourself with a little bit of acting. So I was tracking this like acting on this like still image. So that's why we're like, okay, we can just give life to this character.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of was like the starting point of like this whole piece.
And then regarding like all colors, it's really like we really wanted to make it like pinkish because like the story is a little bit like this grotesque kind of character in this very like sad.
Retro too.
Yes, very retro, like a little bit like worn out gas station, kind of a
Totally,
bodega
totally.
gas station. And we wanted to have like a contrast of like this guy's life and who he is behind like at the call center and this like surreal, silly world that we live in that is all like pink and blue and pale yellow. And there is like this very weird and very like kind of ugly invention because it is, you know? And we just wanted to play with that contrast and make like all this magical, puffy pastel world against it.
And I think you definitely achieved your result. I felt like I'm in an alternative universe, and it was so beautiful to me, those pinks and the birds. Like, where did the birds come from? How did that happen?
And we were really trying to find like a silly
Invention.
that was, you know, kind of catchy and still like absurd, you know, in this like universe. And I don't know, I don't remember. In our studio, we do have like a lot of birds like around us, so
Probably.
probably it came somehow. But I don't remember specifically how the birds idea came in. But yeah, you just keep adding things and
Yeah, and things build up. And
yeah.
It was very comical and very funny. And I'm actually wondering what message or maybe like an emotional reaction did you hope that the audience would take away from this viewing experience?
I mean, we were just like really trying to do a kind of comedy piece. So we were just hoping for a laugh, I think, at the end of the day.
And of course, like we are laughing at our society and like these new things that pop up.
And
Like
people
the
get
weirder there
crazy.
are, people get crazy, and we are all following what's around, and we just like aim for a very silly thing that we hope is never gonna happen, by the
That's
way.
a very smart take because, AI is often used to just shock people with the visual, which is a great accomplishment. However, it's not as oftenly used to teach a lesson or maybe to show a sarcastic sketch or maybe to advertise something that would benefit the society. And I think that you guys were able to achieve such a point of where art, beauty, and some moral is still there. And I think that that's truly, truly beautiful. And I thank you for that. And that is touching base on the next question is what's coming next? We would love to know, are you working on continuing this timeline or are you working on a whole different thing, another color scheme, and another style?
Many things. Right now we are actually like doing we are trying to do an advertising just for fun. Again, it's another personal project
In AI.
in AI. We are just exploring with different tools and just a little bit more cinematic. We are very,
And it's gonna be very dry, like aesthetically.
yeah,
Like the way that we perform sometimes is not necessarily always using so many, like using color or pop color. For us, like we can put our art direction in characters and making the characters very unique and like with a little bit of like timeless look, like a little bit vintage and but dry but designy. And so like for this one that we are working on, it's gonna feel much more realistic
yeah.
and grounded.
I think that's
But
what we are exploring the
there is some absurdity, there is like some color storytelling, like it's stronger than us, like we can't help it, but we have to, like use color as a way of expressing, like because it like again, like in AI, it's very hard to keep, or at least for us, that we are not super expert of keeping continuity of the same character. But if that character is always wearing blue and is always in the same, like in a certain hairstyle or hairdo or whatever, then you're gonna recognize it. So those are all elements and tools for our art direction as well. So maybe next project will be like very white and gray and brown, but then, there is still like, it's still very curated. That's what I want to make. Yeah.
I would expect nothing less from you because I can, once you're watching so many submissions, you can see which works have a very distinctive style. Now, being you guys, I can see that in you as well, and I thank you for that, and I thank you for sharing your vision, your artistry with the festival, and we look forward to seeing your work in the upcoming seasons as well.
Cool. Yes, we'll do. We have a couple of them.
And you guys are from Italy, I heard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just came back after uh, 8 years or something in New York. Yeah, we just came back.
Just.
Just
Oh,
it's
A
it's
couple
that
of
already
years.
explains
it is
because
like 2 years
I've
actually. Time flies, yeah.
oh wow. Oh wow, that's beautiful. I mean, aside of the interview, I think we're done with the interview, but what were you doing in New York? Was that fashion industry by any chance or movies,
Advertising mainly. Uh,
advertising?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's in New York was like our advertising chapter. So we are still
Started
like,
there.
yeah, we started there. Um, and we are pretty much doing the same right now, but just we are based in Italy.
Nice.
Still working
Well,
for American.
bellissimo.
Mhm.
That's all.
Sorry?
Bellissimo.
Bellissimo.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful job. Beautiful job. But no, being serious, we do expect more works from you guys because we'd love to see this style more often, and your curation was so well done.
Thank you very
Looking
much for your
forward.
kind words.
Of course. Thank you and have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.